Hello, everyone. I'm Jennifer Burden, founder of World Moms blog. Today is not only about the issues and how we overcome them, but about reflection and inspiration too. We are honored to have poet and author Brenda Shaughnessy with us. Please welcome her out to stage for a poetry reading.
This is for every woman who's ever had a miscarriage. My water children. They could have been anyone, no one special. I didn't need them to be angels or stars. But to me, they were a boy and twin girls. Like ink soaking through from the other side of the page I write on now. They formed no images, no story. A crack in the wall admitted no spider, no draft, but only because there was no wall. Often, as a child, when I did something wrong and got away with it, I thought a ghost or spirit or kind of assistant God, not the real God, who was too busy for the souls of children, and it turns out that is true, would bleed through to me from the skin of the other world, cut by my misdeed or sin, and catch me. I wanted to be seen, known for what I truly was, a bad child, unlike the perfect water children I would never have the chance to know. This one is called The New People. I had no desire to know the screamers, our loud in 10 ways, annoying, drunken, boorish neighbors, but I didn't put up a fence or anything, didn't fight it when they brought us plates of their fatty meals and overlong chit-chat. We were new, just renting, and I didn't want to be rude either. When Joanna and Vince brought us their statue of the Virgin Mary when our newborn son was in the hospital. Joanna had tears in her eyes, and though I am not a Catholic or even Christian, or not anymore, I think, if it's like what I suppose, in that you have to keep up with the dues to stay in the club, I accepted the statue. I took in the alien mother and wrapped her in a blanket. I lay her on a low shelf and broke the news to my Jewish husband, who cringed and said, "She gave you what?" But I didn't care what it was. From what god or goddess or neighbor or creature or kiln, I was becoming someone I didn't know each day without my little boy. Near insanity about his tiny, pure, hurt self. All those wires. Blessed Virgin Mary, Mother of God, holy statue in my baby's silent room. I promise I will believe in you, and in Jesus too, please. Why was I cradling a mother statue, a ceramic doll, this creepy relic, instead of my living, beautiful son? If she could make it all the way here, across so many territories of indifference, into my most secret empty room, surely my child who belonged would come home soon? This one's called, If You So Much as Lay a Hand. What can I possibly understand holding on to the idea that he is mine, denying the fact that he's really being passed from hand of the living to hand of the dead, above my head, in a game of keep away, in which I am not the mother who makes the rules and has her say, but the target who makes them all laugh in my attempts to stay lighthearted, game, so the teasing doesn't become more vicious. If some clumsy god drops him, or forgets to wind up his breath enough to last the whole night, or if some irritated hand swats him away, like a fly, I will replace my life with blood sport. Wild to find that arm, the tendon shoulder, the loose fist of that god. Aim for his face, his expression. I will see it, see if he equals in horror my child's beauty. If there is light in his eyes or envy, if there are such hands, such a brutal face, to my son's luck or unluck, the words flog and flay and no mercy come to mind like some maniac order divinity believes only it can give, or dissolve like a membrane between world and love. A jellyfish can find in water the air it needs to keep the poison ready. Even if this God is not some creature with creature logic and animal heft, but only an idea the breath forms from death, from a random plot of book or land, not man or kind of man, if I so much as see the shadow of that hand. And I'll end with a poem called Liquid Flesh. In a light chocolatine room with blackout windows, a loud clock drowns in soft dawn's syllables, crisscrossed with a broken cloudiness I'd choose as my own bed covers but cannot. My choice of sleep or sky has no music of its own. There is no its own when the baby cries. Oh, the baby cries. He howls and claws like a wrongly minor red wolf who doesn't know his mother. I know I am his mother. But I can't quite click on the word's essential aspects, can't denude the flora or disrobe the kind of housecoat mother always is, something cunty, something used. Whatever meaning the word itself is covering, like underwear, that meaning is so mere and meager this morning. Mother, baby, chicken and egg. It's so obnoxious of me. I was an egg who had an egg, and now I'm chicken, as usual, scooping up both possibilities, or what I used to call possibilities. I used to be this way, so ontologically greedy, wanting to be it all. Serves me right. My belief in the fluidity of the self turns out to mean my me is a flow of well water without the well or the bucket, a hole dug and seeping, a kind of unwell where the ground reabsorbs what it was displaced to give. The drain gives meaning to the sieve. Like I said, a chicken who still wants to be all potential, someone who springs and falls, who cannot see how many of us I have in me, and I do not like them all. Do I like us? Can I love us? If anyone comes first, it's him. But how can that be? I was here way, way first. I have the breasts god-awful, and he the lungs, and we share the despair. For we are a we, aren't we? We split a self in such a way that there isn't enough for either of us. The father of the baby is sleepy and present in his way, in the way of fathers. He is devoted like few fathers, and maybe hurts like I hurt, like no fathers. I don't know what someone else feels, not even these someones who are also me. Do they hurt like I do? Why can't they tell me, or Morse, or sign? Let me know they know where and how and why it hurts. Or something. What is the point of other people being so separate if we can't help a person get that pain will stick its shiv into anything just to get rid of the weapon and because it can? For if we share ourselves, then they too must also be in so much pain. I can hear it. Oh, my loves. The wood of the crib, the white glow of the milk, which must have siphoned off the one and only pure part of me, leaving me with what? Toxicity or sin or mush? The awful softness. I've melted into something too easy to spill. I make more and more of myself in order to make more and more of the baby. He takes it, this making, and somehow he's made more of me too. I'm a mother now. I run to the bathroom, run to the kitchen, run to the crib, and I'm not even running. These places just scare up as needed. The wires that move my hands to the sink, to the baby, to the breast are electrical. I'm in shock. One must be in shock to say so, as if one's own state is accessible, like a car accident or Minnesota taxes. A total disaster, the sack of liquid flesh which yowls and leaks, and I'm talking about me, not the baby. Me, this puddle of a middle, this utilized vessel. Cracked hull, divine design. It's how it works. It's how we all got here. Deform following the function. But what about me, I whisper, secretly, and to think, around these parts used to be the joyful place of sex. What is now this intimate terror and squalor? My eyes burnt out at 3 a.m. and again at 6 and at 11. This is why the clock is drowning, as I said earlier. I'm trying to explain it. I repeat myself, or haven't I already? Tiny self, alone with a tiny self. I'll say it. He hurt me, this new babe, then and now. Perhaps he always will, though thoughts of the future seem like science fiction novels I never finished reading. Their ends like red nerves chopped off by cleaver, not by aliens. This very moment, saving nothing for later. He howls with such fury and clarity, I must believe him. No God has the power to make me believe anything, yet I happen to know this baby knows a way out. This dark hole closing on me. All around, he'll show me how to get through the shock and the godlessness and the rictus of crushed flesh and into the rest of my life. Thank you.